Hi-ho, pilgrims. I'm at the ocean. You probably knew that because I'm at the ocean. Anyways, as I walked down this coastline, I was thinking about the great things in our life right now. And so I thought I'm gonna come up with the top 5 reasons or the top 5 benefits we've seen in our own life since going nomad. Is that a thing, going nomad? They're like, hey Charlie, guess what Joe did? What'd Joe do? Joe went nomad. Oh, you're kidding, he did that too? Yeah, he's always been weird. So today, as I walk along this gorgeous coastline, I'm thinking about our life before, and I'm thinking about why leaving suburbia for our family was the best thing we ever did. Now, let me just start off by saying that just because we left suburbia doesn't mean that we hate suburbia and everything about it. We're not saying that if you still live in suburbia, you're one of those, that there's anything wrong with you. You're probably fine. That sounds terrible. Let me think of how to clean that up. We're not saying that living in suburbia is a bad thing. We're just saying that for us, it was a bad thing. Nope, that sounds terrible. Living in suburbia isn't the problem. It just was for us. Oh God. I don't know how to, it's, all right, just whatever. Anyways, as I walked down this coastline, I was thinking about the great things in our life right now. And so I thought I'm gonna come up with the top 5 reasons or the top 5 benefits we've seen in our own life since going nomad. Is that a thing, going nomad? They're like, hey Charlie, guess what Joe did? What'd Joe do? Joe went nomad. Oh, you're kidding, he did that too? Yeah, he's always been weird. Well, maybe that's what we did. All right, top 5 reasons. I think so you start with like some of the obvious things, like we now have so much more freedom. And I don't think we appreciated what freedom meant before because we didn't have it. We have been, since leaving suburbia, I think we are free from routine, and we've been freed from, like when we were living in suburbia, we lived that way just because that was how people lived. And it's not just suburbia, it's just, I think our culture and our society is set up in a way that makes you almost feel guilty or weird if you don't want to live that way. You know, it's kind of like you're not living the American dream if your priorities aren't to get a bigger house and have a better life for your kids than you had. Better life for most means bigger, better, more. And for us, we now mark a better life by experiences, quality time with our kids, like real quality time, not like the end of the day, here you get the worst of me, but giving your family the best of you. And we looked at the way we were living and we're like, does it look like our family matters most to us by the way that we're living, by our lifestyle? And we were like, heck no, not really. I mean, you can say that everything we're doing is because of our family. You know, I want a bigger house. Why? Well, because it'll be better for my family. It's like, maybe not. If to get that house means that you're gone all the time and not spending time with your family because you're at work all the time, then I'm like, I don't know that that really looks like your family is valued most by you. It looks like making money is valued most by you. And it looks like, I don't know, other commitments that you make to other people are maybe more valuable to you. I don't know, and I'm talking about, this is for us. And we were able to push all that stuff away and focus like, here's our family. Let's build everything else around our family. My work schedule, let's build what we do, what we experience, the time that we spend is all built around our family. And then everything else gets built around that. There's other things too. There's other things that mattered a lot to us. Passions that we've had, things that we feel like are just in us that we have kind of laid dormant. You know, there are things that we haven't been able to bring to the surface and do anything with. Things that I feel like really matter, like, well, whatever, it's different for everybody, but we were always too busy to do anything with those, and now we have a life that, you know, we can focus on those things that we truly care about. I feel like this whole thing is just a bash on suburbia, and it's not at all. It's just, I guess, an encouragement that whatever lifestyle you choose to live, that you're living it not because that's what you're expected to do, or that's what seems to make the most sense, or that's what brings the most comfort, or that's what brings the most financial stability, but that you're living the way that you are because it puts the things that matter most to you in the center and allows you to build your life around those things, rather than, we have this life, this system, this structure, let's figure out how we can put the things that matter most to us into that life. Instead of approaching life that way, we've been able to do the opposite. We've been able to start with the things that matter most to us and build our life around those things, rather than, here's our life, here's our structure, here's our busyness. What matters most? I don't know, this thing. Let's try to stick it in there somewhere and see if we can make it fit. And it sometimes just doesn't, ever. And then we were afraid that we were gonna have regrets, that we get to the end of our lives and be like, you know, we never did those things, changed those things about us that we really cared about, that we wanted to do. We never did it. All we did is the same thing over and over, and then we died. And we didn't want to do that.